So I always like to tell the story of how from the time I was 2 until I went to college when I was 17, that every morning from about 5:30 for about 2 hours, my father would spend time with me, and he would tell me stories, he would play games with me, he would make my breakfast. That doesn't mean he cooked, he never cooked, but he would make orange juice. You've seen the street vendors where they have like this press for orange juice? We had one of those. And he would, maybe toast bread or something like that. But he would prepare something for me to eat, and he would spend time with me. And because of him doing that, every single morning, we developed a very close relationship. Now, my father was a very busy man. He was the CEO of an international company. He was also a temple president. Now, is this still, did somebody turn this off? Did somebody actually turn this off? Is this one at least still on? Okay. So he was also a temple president, not of a Hare Krishna temple, but in other words, he was a very busy person. And still he found time for me every day for a couple hours. Now, in contrast, my mother wouldn't wake up until 10 o'clock in the morning. And the kind of things my mother did with me was she would take me to very educational things for my own good. But she didn't really spend time with me just as a person. And so I never developed that kind of relationship with my mother. Now, from the time I was very young, at least 3 years old, my father would tell me not to smoke. Now, it's about cigarettes causing cancer. That didn't exist. There were cigarette commercials on television. When I was in secondary school, I'd say 90% of the students smoked. People would smoke everywhere and anywhere, which is not true today. And I really believe that the only reason I didn't smoke was that my father didn't want me to, and I didn't want to disappoint him. It wasn't that I was convinced about cancer or something like that. I didn't want to hurt my father. And when I decided to join ISKCON, my father was very supportive. He immediately said, "I'm so glad you're looking for God. I wish you'd do it in our own religion, but what's important is that you're looking for God." My mother was not supportive. In fact, she was hysterical for about 10 years. But although I loved my mother, I wasn't willing to change my whole life because of her feeling. If my father had not been supportive, I don't know if I could have joined. It was really, really important to me to make him happy. When Srila Prabhupada gave me Gayatri initiation, my father gave Prabhupada a check for life membership, and Prabhupada said, "Good father, good daughter." So I never wanted to do anything to displease him, and I always wanted to please him because there was this relationship of love and trust. So we are going to follow people where there's love and trust. It's just natural. All of us should have at least somebody in Krishna consciousness that we have this kind of relationship with. It's not a question of an official title. It's not, I am the mother, therefore, I am the father, I am the teacher, I am the temple president, I am the guru. But what is the nature of the relationship? So if you look at your sheet, you'll notice that Srila Prabhupada speaks about this. Right? He talks about that why does the brahmachari follow the guru? It says there must be a relationship of love. Otherwise, why would you put yourself under the control of another person? We also have the quote there where Prabhupada says, our society should be based on love and trust. The Nectar of Instruction, Srila Prabhupada says that the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement is to facilitate the 6 loving exchanges between the devotees. If our children don't have a relationship of love and trust with other devotees, they'll end up having that relationship with somebody. And whoever they have these kinds of relationships with, they will tend to mold themselves according to those relationships. So our first key is relationships of love and trust. Can we all say that? Now, if that's all there is, that can often be enough for a person to feel, yes, I really want to dedicate myself to Krishna consciousness.